Last episode, when breaking down the highlighted comments, I made a fleeting mention about one character in particular. Today, we're finally looking at one of the more requested characters, Jade, the mystical and mysterious assassin of Outworld who made her debut in Mortal Kombat 2 and playable debut in Mortal Kombat 3. Many fans dub her as the most attractive female of the series, one of the best designed characters, and is also a Scorpio?
I'm 36, 24, 36, and I'm a Scorpio.
Alright, guess that checks out. After numerous requests, we're going to rank all 8 of Jade's finishers from the worst to the best.
Fight!
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. My name is Nick, and welcome to, or welcome back to the channel. If you're new, consider down-2ing that subscribe button to join the Whack Pack and to stay updated on more Mortal content coming soon. Today, we're looking at Jade, the lifelong friend to Kitana and serves as both one of Shao Kahn's personal assassins and spies, and as the personal bodyguard of Kitana. As bodyguard and assassin, she has quite the unique way to finish her opponents. Each will be ranked based on its creativity, pacing, impact, and personality. You know by now that brutalities and friendships won't be included, her boss fatality won't count as well, and remade fatalities will be included. Alrighty, grab your razor ring and staff as we are going to rank all 8 of Jade's finishers across the entire series. Number 8. I'm gonna level with you right off the bat. The first 3 of Jade's finishers are bottom of the barrel finishers. These either aren't special, don't have much impact, or really lack in the uniqueness department. After taking some time, we find ourselves looking at Jade's first finisher from Mortal Kombat Deception. Taking the bottom spot is Jade Cutter. For a Girls Gone Wired contender, this is pretty weak. This feels like a basic sword finisher half the roster could pull off. Also, how did her staff cut someone in half with relative ease? It just makes no sense. For an awesome character, this one doesn't do her justice in any way. Number 7. Time to jump to Jade's playable debut with Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. In this title, Jade is appointed by Shao Kahn to bring Kitana back alive as she's faced with the task of betraying her friend or disobeying her emperor. With that and UMK3 giving her an actual moveset and weapon, her first finisher comes off as extremely underwhelming. Taking a stab at the 7th spot is Staff Impale. UMK3 has a bunch of strange finishers, this being one of them. Uppercutting the opponent to then have the opponent fall on the staff is, well, weird. It's just strange she holds it up with all that dead weight at the end. Also, that arm strength though. It's just too weird, but at least it's memorable for being so odd. Number 6. Only 3 placements in and we're already at the 2011 reboot. It's pretty crazy, honestly. A lot of Mortal Kombat 9's finishers are prime examples of how to reboot a classic finisher or how to make a character stand out in the modern era. Sadly, Jade's first finisher comes off as pretty bland.
Too easy.
Jade wins.
That's it.
Yeah, you said it, Elvis. Number 6 goes to Hedarang. For all the finishers MK9 updated and improved upon, this one is probably the biggest stinker. Sure, they try to spice this up by having the head stay on top after it's been cut off with a slow-mo shot, but it's still pretty bland and boring. Imagine how much cooler it would have been if she kicked the body and then quickly summoned her staff and it just impaled the head. That would be awesome. Once again, this doesn't highlight much of what Jade is capable of. This one could have been cool, but it feels like a missed opportunity. Number 5. Jumping into the new era with Mortal Kombat 11. Many gamers and critics have praised MK11 for having some of the best finishers in the entire series, all highlighting the characters at what they do best with awesome gore tech and cinematic angles to take advantage of. However, there are some that don't leave too much of a lasting impact, like our next placement. Number 5 goes to Bow Before Me. Whereas the last one, I complained about how bland it felt. This one feels like it's rushing to meet a deadline. This moves way too fast to really get the impact of each staff strike. However, I will give it bonus points for the freeze frame, that I do like. But besides that, this one could have dialed a bit back on the pacing. Number 4. Let's wrap up the arcade trilogy with Jade's second finisher. If you thought extending a pole to have the opponent fall on it was wacky, oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. Staff Shake will take the 4th spot. Of all of the wacky and absurd finishers from MK3, this one may take the cake. Treating the opponent like how James Bond prefers his martinis, shaking them violently until the body go boom. It may be ridiculous, but it's super memorable for it. In fact, this finisher actually came back as an unlockable brutality in Mortal Kombat 11, so you know it had a lasting impact in some way or another. Also, many people don't know this, there's a secret piece of dialogue that is said during this finisher. It's a slim chance of it appearing, but some players said they can hear Jade ask, "What's shaking?" Alright, I'm just messing with you. Number 3. We're in the home stretch looking at the last 3 finishers. To be honest, the bottom finishers I consider to be pretty bad or underwhelming finishers. These last 3 are all really good, where it was really hard to pinpoint these placements. At the end of the day, this is the order I went with. So, let's kick this off by checking out the second finisher from MK9.
Too easy.
Kicking right into the 3rd spot is Half-Mast. This is how you update an underwhelming legacy finisher and make it memorable. I like how instead of holding up the staff, she stabs it into the ground. The nice addition of ripping the head clean off and then treating it like a cherry on top is nice. It's a good way to cap off her rebooted finishers. If Jade had taught us one important lesson, putting a flag up at half-mast is to remember someone, putting a person half-mast is to finish them. Number 2. Our runner-up will come from Jade's latest appearance, Mortal Kombat 11. This character had missed out on MKX and was represented in Katana's mournful variation. Since the 8-year gap, Jade managed to create one of her best finishers. Time to make the opponent pole dance, which is what will take the 2nd spot. This finisher is a fun reference to Jade's victory animation from MK9 and utilizes a bunch of her weapons. A back break leading to a cool shot of the pole breaking through the skull, which has the opponent raise their hands in the air, like they were trying to lend a Saiyan some energy. Continuing it with a slice, capping it off by making the opponent spin on the pole, like what Jade used to do in the reboot. It's a fun and memorable finisher, mixing personality and a great gore factor. Many consider this to be Jade's best fatality, but I found one to be slightly better. Number 1. Time to wrap up this ranking by revisiting Mortal Kombat Deception. Crazy we started this list off and we're ending it with this title. Since I saw this when I first played Mortal Kombat Deception, this finisher stuck with me as an awesome display of personality with great cinematic pacing.
Wins. Fatality.
Rightfully taking the number 1 spot is Head Kebab. This one just edges over numbers 3 and 2 for a couple of reasons. First, it has the best pacing of Jade's finishers, it being quick and to the point while maintaining the characteristics of Jade. The stab, flip, and presentation all have a great flow, with the moment not feeling wasted. It feels like something only she would be able to pull off as well. And it's just a badass finisher. When putting this list together, I knew this would take the top spot. The best way to describe it is using a quote from Mortal Kombat Annihilation to explain how easy it was.
It was so easy.
Also, congratulations for our first PS2 era finisher to take the top spot. With everything I just said, this is what makes Head Kebab the #1 Jade finisher of all time. And there you have my list of all 8 of Jade's fatalities ranked from worst to best. Which Jade finisher was your favorite and which was your least favorite? Comment down below and join the discussion with me and the Whack Pack. Mine isn't the definitive list, it's just mine, and I would love to hear yours as well. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, share, and subscribe. Now, I've been doing finisher rankings for more than a year. After numerous comments and requests, we're kickstarting a new ranking series. Come back September 26th at 8 AM for the premiere of all Scorpion costumes ranked. I've been wanting to do this for some time, and I'm happy many of you want to see this as well. Right next to all stage finishers, this is probably the most requested thing to be covered on this channel, so thank you so much for your support. Be sure to stay tuned for this and more highly requested rankings coming soon. Until then, thank you so much for your continuous support. My name is Nick, and see you next time and have an amazing day.